Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Delia Gallegos, and I am Achuta's personal assistant. I am subbing in for him for today's Bhakti Wednesday talk since he is still recovering from his surgery. He's doing well, thank you. And today I am joined by a very special guest, Hari-kirtana, who is one of Achuta's teachers as well as one of my own. I have had the good fortune of taking a few of his workshops already, and we've been working together one-on-one for a while. Hari-kirtana is an author, teacher, and mentor for people who want to deepen their understanding and practice of Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotional service. Hari has been practicing Bhakti Yoga for the better part of almost 50 years. He's been teaching yoga, meditation, and yoga philosophy from his base in Washington, D.C. for the past 13 years. He has a new book on the Bhagavad Gita coming out this spring, and he's leading a workshop on mantra meditation in just a few weeks. So today we're going to talk a bit about the role of mantra meditation in the practice of devotional yoga. So let's start with the basics. Hari, first of all, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's always nice to spend time with you.
Oh, thank you. Likewise. So the word mantra has entered the common or popular vocabulary. If you do a quick Google search, you'll get results such as 5 mantras for daily self-love, 15 mantras to help you encourage positive self-talk, encouragement. Is this in line with the original meaning of the word mantra? Could you tell us a little bit about what the word mantra means?
Language always develops and evolves. At least in America, it usually starts with jazz musicians and works its way out from there. With mantra, it starts with the Sanskrit word mantra, which literally means a sound vibration to protect or liberate the self from the influence of material nature, or to bring about a metaphysical result. So it is a subtle science of sound vibration that brings about an actual event. It's a performative utterance, by which I mean, if I were to just walk up to some random couple on the street and say, "I now pronounce you man and wife," it wouldn't do anything because I don't even know them and I'm not authorized to declare them married or anything. Nothing happens when I say it. But if I have the legal authority granted by the state to marry people and they actually wanted to get married and they had me performing the ceremony, then when I say, "I now pronounce you man and wife," they're married. Something happened because I was qualified to say it, they were qualified to hear it, etc. So that's what I mean by a performative utterance. So a mantra is technically not just some phrase that you repeat to talk yourself into something. And it is certainly not a phrase that is repeated to you in order to get you to identify with a particular brand as a dutiful consumer. It's not part of a lifestyle that's defined by what you buy. In fact, it's just the opposite of that. The way the word mantra has been appropriated by consumer culture is to do just the opposite of what a mantra is supposed to do. It's a way of conditioning the mind to associate a particular sound vibration with an experience of material enjoyment, as opposed to liberating one from one's material desires. So man literally means the mind, and tra means to protect or to liberate. So that's the actual meaning of the word.
Thank you, Hari, for clarifying that for us. So one thing you mentioned just now is that the mantra is a way of conditioning the mind. Now, I know that there are many forms of meditation out there that have some sort of objective of controlling or stilling the mind. And today we're talking about mantra meditation, which
Mhm.
is one of the core practices of Bhakti yoga. So, can you tell us a little bit about what mantra meditation is, possibly as opposed to other forms of meditation that people might be familiar with?
Yeah. Mantra meditation is the practice of attaining union with the object of our meditation by focusing on the mind, and even more importantly, the heart, on the sound vibration that's associated with that object. And in Bhakti yoga, the object of meditation is a person, because Bhakti is the yoga of relationships. And we may have any number of feelings or sense of relationship with the Supreme Being, because the Supreme Being is unlimited by definition and therefore has unlimited forms and qualities and activities and ways in which we can engage in a relationship. Also unlimited names. So even in Western religion, we have this idea that the name of the Lord is holy. Well, what makes it holy? It's not different from the person being named. Your name is Delia, but that's kind of an abstract sound vibration referring to a person who has that name. And my name is Hari, and it's kind of the same deal. There's a relationship between the sound vibration and us, the person named. Transcendental sound is absolute, meaning the sound vibration and the person to whom the sound vibration refers are the same. There's no difference between the person and the name. So we come in contact with the person through chanting the name or hearing the name. So by focusing our attention on a mantra composed of names of the Supreme Person, we come in direct contact with that Supreme Person. And there is, as a result, an extraordinary effect of purification of the heart and elevation of consciousness.
So, going back to our earlier point, this is what distinguishes mantra meditation from the self-affirmation types of mantras, where in that case, they are words that are put together. Whereas here, it's a specific set of sounds that is non-different from the object of meditation itself. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. A mantra can be loosely defined as any string of words that you use to convince yourself of something or to bring something to you, make something happen, etc. But mantra meditation, as part of a bhakti yoga practice, involves transcendental sound, and therefore immediately places us on a platform that is beyond the material desires associated with mundane mantras.
Thank you. And I know I'm putting you on the spot with this other part of my question, but if you could just mention a little bit about the difference with the sitting and clearing your mind type of meditation.
Oh, yeah. One form of meditation, which is very popular, is to simply sit and watch the mind do its thing without judging any thoughts that happen to come up. And there's value to this kind of meditation. For one thing, you become aware of just how active your mind really is when you just sit still and watch it. So that can have a calming effect. You can de-stress a bit just by letting your mind run wild. It's kind of like giving up on trying to get your toddler to sit still and just letting your child run around like a maniac on the assumption it'll eventually run out of energy and take a nap. The mind, however, has a limitless supply of energy and never wants to take a nap, ever. So that's one form of meditation. And then another form is to try to control the mind, to bring the mind back to an object of meditation, however often it runs away. This involves a great deal of effort on the part of the meditator. A simple object of meditation can be our breath, just watching the body breathe. And there's also some value to this because you become conscious of how you breathe, and the breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. You can use that form of meditation, just focus on the breath, as a nice table setter for mantra meditation. That's actually one of the ways that I prepare myself for mantra meditation, is to first be aware of my breathing, to breathe in a particular way and be conscious of how my body is breathing in order to just settle my mind, settle my body, get everything in alignment. And then I begin my mantra meditation practice after I've kind of settled in a little bit. So these are different practices. They have different goals and a different sense of relationship and different results.
Great, thank you. So we have defined the meaning of the word mantra and described what a mantra is. We have talked a little bit about meditation, mantra meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us what is the value of mantra meditation? Why should one practice mantra meditation?
Mantra meditation, specifically in the as part of a Bhakti yoga practice, is how you build the foundation of your practice. So the first reason why mantra meditation is because the first two processes of Bhakti yoga are hearing and chanting. And with mantra meditation, you combine both of those. Because all you really have to do is listen to yourself chant the mantra. That's it. Attentive chanting is the key to effective chanting. And the value is, in addition to the more mundane stuff of reducing stress and calming the mind, and even strengthening one's power of concentration by getting into the practice of just focusing on one thing at a time, there's an elevation of consciousness, because the sound vibration has the power to lift consciousness in the direction of transcendence. It purifies one's heart. The sound vibration actually cleanses the heart of all the gunk that has accumulated over time that gets in the way, that can impede our having or experiencing a relationship of love. There's some theory behind this. In Bhakti Yoga, we are understood to all be infinitesimal parts of an infinite and complete whole. And there's a relationship between each infinitesimal part and the infinite complete whole of which we are a part. So a mantra that's an actual transcendental sound has the power to help us experience that relationship in its ultimate fulfillment. So that's why chanting a mantra that's a transcendental sound is so much more valuable from the standpoint of realizing our true and eternal spiritual nature than a slogan or some other kind of modern self-help strategy.
Right. And earlier we mentioned that the mantra, the sounds of the mantra are not non-different from the source. sorry, not the source,
Mhm,
the object of meditation itself, which is a person. You're
mhm.
saying now that one of the benefits of mantra meditation is developing that relationship with that supreme person. How would you describe who we are developing a relationship with?
I would definitely use the phrase the supreme person. Uh, in Bhakti Yoga, the personal aspect of what would more technically be called the absolute truth is considered the highest aspect because that aspect of personness uh, is what facilitates the experience of a relationship. If there's no person, there's no relationship. And in particular, in bhakti, which is devotional yoga, we're talking about a relationship of love. In order for love to have any meaning, in order for it to be experienced, there has to be three things: a beloved, a lover, and love itself. There are other aspects of the absolute truth, one of which is not a person, an impersonal aspect, usually referred to as Brahman. And some yogic practices have as its goal merging into the undifferentiated oneness of Brahman. Bhakti yoga proper does not have this goal because if we're all one, there's no possibility of relationship. There's no possibility of experiencing the exchange of love. So in the Vaishnava Bhakti Yoga tradition that I'm affiliated with, the Supreme Person is understood to be Vishnu or Krishna. And the Hari-kirtana mantra is the particular mantra that I chant as a devotee of Krishna in order to express my desire to be engaged in a relationship of love with both Krishna, the male aspect of the absolute truth in personal form, and Radha, the feminine divine, the aspect, the female aspect of divinity, because if the absolute truth is going to be complete, then both masculine and feminine aspects of divinity must be there, otherwise incompleteness.
So who can practice mantra meditation?
Anyone can practice mantra meditation. It's really just a question of what is your conception of your purpose in chanting? What would you like to get out of it? There are many different mantras one can choose from, but really it's a very simple practice and a very powerful practice. Anyone can do it.
And you have a workshop coming up on mantra meditation. Can you tell us a little bit about when that will be?
I am going to be offering a workshop on the spiritual science of transcendental sound on Saturday, February 12th. That'll be live on Zoom at 1 p.m. It's a 90-minute workshop, so 1 to 2:30. There will be a recording available, so anyone who wants to watch the replay can do so. It'll be available about 24 hours after the workshop. And what we're going to cover is what makes a sound transcendental, how to pronounce Sanskrit mantras. People are always asking me about proper pronunciation and how important that is. We'll talk about whether or not that's the most important thing. We're going to talk about how to prepare for really deep immersive chanting, how to focus the restless mind. There's actually a very counterintuitive secret to that, and how to align your body, your mind, and your heart in such a way as to optimize the effects of chanting.
That sounds great. So how can people register if they want to participate?
They can go to my website, Hari-kirtana.com, and under coming events, you will see that there's a registration page. The suggested donation is $16 USD, but any donation is welcome.
Thank you so much, Hari, for coming and speaking with us and sharing your expertise and knowledge.
Well, Delia, thank you very much for having me. It's always nice to see you, and I hope to everyone out there in internet land got something of value from our conversation.
It's always a pleasure to speak with you, Hari. And for anybody interested in signing up for Hari's upcoming mantra meditation workshop, you can find the registration link in the video description below. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Take care.